Just took a little bit of work and a whole lot of love. Mwah.
Pattern weavers, architects of the self, before language sculpted thought, before the complex scaffoldings of society rose, and long before the temples of grammar were conceived, there were the silent architects of human identity, the pattern weavers. These primal artists, fluent in a wisdom predating words, began to chart the vast inner cosmos of self and community not with symbols on clay tablets, but with the very stuff of their being. Before the first guttural sound echoed across the ancient savanna, before the rhythmic beat of a drum or the murmur of a mythic tale, the earliest humans were already carving meaning, not in stone or scripture, but directly into the ephemeral canvas of skin and hair. They were not yet civilized by our modern metrics of tools and settlements, yet they had unearthed something far more profound, the quintessential art of distinction. And its genesis was not in abstract thought, but in the intimate materiality of the body itself, the canvas of skin and the infinite thread. We humans stand unique amongst primates for a peculiar evolutionary event, the loss of our protective fur. This biological shedding is typically examined through the lens of thermodynamics, adaptation, or environmental pressures. But what is rarely considered is the extraordinary gain that accompanied this loss. The liberation of the canvas of skin, a vast, blank parchment of the body waiting to be inscribed. Coupled with this was a singular, almost magical evolutionary glitch, a scalp of hair possessed of an infinite potential for growth. Unlike the finite pelts of most animals, our head hair spirals onward, mimicking the relentless flow of time, the ceaseless stream of thought. It remains untamed by nature unless deliberately shaped by art, a living, yielding material ripe for transformation. Where animals are defined by inherited form, by the fixed patterns of feathers, scales, or fur encoded immutably in their genetic blueprint, humans were destined to become defined by chosen form. The newly exposed, naked body transcended its biological function to become a profound medium of expression. Hair, once mere covering, was elevated into a versatile thread. And with these elements, the pattern weavers emerged. The first geometricians. They were, in their majority, women, though their artistry was not exclusively gendered. These were the first geometricians, their hands imbued with a precision far exceeding that of even the sharpest flint blade, their minds intuitively fluent in concepts of symmetry and order long before any word for a number or a shape had been uttered. Their loom was the human head itself, a living, breathing landscape of possibility. Their alphabet was a complex lexicon of braid and knot, twist and coil. With hair alone, they meticulously mapped intricate tribal lineage, conveyed shifting social status, expressed raw emotion, and even articulated profound cosmological beliefs. The meticulous arrangement of strands could signify age, declare an alliance between families or tribes, delineate a spiritual path, announce fertility, or mark the solemnity of mourning. Some elaborate styles heralded a significant rite of passage, a visible metamorphosis from one state of being to another, while others unequivocally declared a belonging to a sacred role or a specific community. This was memory without language, a sophisticated, living syntax woven directly into fiber. The braid as algorithm, embodied mathematics. Consider the braid. It is, at its core, an algorithm. To weave hair is to execute a complex program, recursive in its nature, inherently ordered, and often strikingly fractal in its resulting patterns. The act of braiding demands rhythmic repetition, involves intricate decision trees, which strand goes over which, how many twists, and subtly engages in symmetry breaking to create its unique form. These are, remarkably, all fundamental structures of mathematical thought. The early pattern weavers were not just adorning themselves, they were practicing a deeply embodied form of proto-mathematics millennia before any true abstraction could take hold. They meticulously laid the foundational groundwork for geometry, not with symbols on clay tablets or chalk on stone, but with tangible strands of hair wrapped around profound layers of meaning. From hair to skin, the evolution of identity encoding. Their art, driven by the relentless human impulse to signify, would inevitably evolve beyond the pliant medium of hair. As early humans refined their tools, developing finer knives and discovering vibrant new pigments from the earth, the canvas extended to the skin itself. Scarification, tattooing, and elaborate body painting emerged as the direct, undeniable descendants of hair weaving. Each deliberately cut line, each carefully inked, each vibrant streak of ochre was a variable in a complex equation of identity, each recurring motif, a theorem of belonging and selfhood. The human body became both the question and the answer, the raw expression and the irrefutable proof of who one was. Topology and timekeeping, the hidden harmonies. In their intricate weavings and markings, one can discern the earliest, most nascent shadows of the mathematical mind. This was not arithmetic, nor yet algebra, but a proto-mathematics of form and transformation. The braid, in its purest essence, is a topological structure, a study of properties that are preserved under continuous deformations. The elegant repetition of loops, the precise mirroring of strands, the subtle balance of forces and tensions required to maintain a pattern, all are intuitively mathematical, even if the weaver lacked any formal language to describe them. Long before Euclid codified geometry, long before Pythagoras was said to have heard the celestial music of the spheres, the pattern weavers were, in their own profound way, tuning the visual harmonies of the tribe through their masterful manipulations of hair and symbol. While men might have hunted with spears or rendered beasts on cave walls, it was often the women who counted cycles, meticulously mapped kinship networks, and aligned the intricate rhythms of the moon with the designs on their own heads. We too often forget that vital calendrical and genealogical knowledge was initially preserved not in charts or scrolls, but in living customs, hair grown long and full for the solstices, ritually shaved in mourning, or elaborately ornamented with patterns reflecting lunar phases. They were timekeepers, genealogists, and profound ethno-mathematicians. Enduring echoes in the modern world, the lineage of the pattern weavers continues unbroken, echoing through the ages into our contemporary world. Modern tattoos and piercings, the ever-shifting landscape of fashion and streetwear, even the communal rituals of barbershop culture and the intricate artistry of dreadlock communities all resonate with the ancient impulses first articulated by these primal artists. Yet today, the deep mathematical spirit that underpinned their work is often obscured, commercialized, fragmented, and frequently emptied of its ancestral logic. The pure function of identity encoding has, for many, become a mere playground of transient aesthetics. And yet, the fundamental drive remains defiantly the same. We still long to distinguish ourselves, to outwardly encode our inner spirit into a visible, tangible form. Animals, by their nature, do not decorate themselves. They are decorated by nature, their forms dictated by evolution. We, by profound contrast, decorate ourselves, and this singular act is perhaps the very first, most fundamental sign of a truly symbolic mind. Before the shaping of the tool, before the construction of the temple, before the telling of the tale, we wove. Perhaps it is no mere accident that even in the most abstract reaches of modern topology and category theory, the concept of braiding persists as a fundamental mathematical structure. Mathematical constructs known as braid groups precisely describe the transformations of strands through space, their intricate permutations, and their dynamic interactions. These ancient patterns reemerge, surprisingly, in the cutting-edge fields of quantum computation, in the perplexing intricacies of knot theory, and in the fundamental dynamics of quantum fields. Somewhere deep within the universal language of mathematics, the old weavings speak still. To weave is to remember. To weave is to measure. To weave is to shape time. We owe an immeasurable debt to those early hands, those silent matriarchs of identity and symmetry. Before the rise of priests, before the coronation of kings, there were the pattern weavers, and in their capable hands, mathematics was not yet a rigid science, but a vibrant, living ritual of becoming. And so, in each meticulously formed braid, in each lock twisted with deliberate care, there remains a secret lineage, not of DNA, but of meaning, the profound continuity of the self articulated through the enduring power of symbol, form, and pattern. The true code of humanity is not written only in our genes or confined to the pages of books. It is written still in hair,